I've always had an obsession with living a fulfilled life, one where I'm progressing, making an impact, have options and have freedom. But for most of my life, I had no clue how to get there, how to craft this life I'd love. So I took the only path that was ever presented to me, the traditional path. I got good grades in school, went to university in England on an unconditional offer to study sport and exercise science, and let's just say that wasn't for me. So I dropped out after 2 years and started studying finance in Belfast. And whilst I was studying at university, I was trying all these different ways to make money online, all these different business models, and none of them were for me. None of them lit this spark inside me. And with finance, the last thing I wanted was to be stuck in an office for 80 to 100 hours a week being told what to do. I hate being told what to do. I hate authority. But during the break between dropping out of sport and starting finance, I stumbled across this platform called Twitter, now known as X, and I came across this small corner of the internet that was untouched by ideological extremes of politics and the negativity of mainstream media. Money Twitter. And I was hooked. I was shown another path, a path where you could live life on your terms, a path where no one tells you what to do, a path that would allow me to craft a life I'd love, the creator business. Fast forward 3 years and here we are. I've grown my audience to over 500,000 followers across platforms, and I've built a 6-figure business that I run in 2 to 4 hours a day, all thanks to my problem with authority. And honestly, it blows my fucking mind. 500,000 people care about what I have to say. It's fucking crazy, and I'm forever grateful. But now, since you're watching this, I imagine you're more similar to me than you think. You likely want to craft a life you love, make an impact, and see progress. Heck, you might even hate authority as much as I do. But maybe you're lost. Maybe you don't know what to do, what path to follow, or how to even take the first step toward living life on your terms. Well, don't panic. The best part about being lost is that you don't have to wait for direction to be bestowed upon you. You can go out and create your own direction. You can take the same path that I took. You can create a creator business. Because creator businesses are the future. I don't know how many times I have to say this to people. They are the future. Think about it. The world is moving online. People are buying more and more from companies based solely online, and they're buying more and more from people that they know, like, and trust. That is the creators whose content they consume. For example, think about Marques Brownlee. Some people only buy tech if he recommends it. Or Mr. Beast. People buy his chocolate bars because they're his. Now, obviously, these are the top of the top creators, but you don't need to be worldwide famous to make a living and to have an impact. You only need a few thousand followers and something to sell, and you can make a ton of money. And then think about how many people over the last 3 years have started their own creator business. And we're still early. Most people don't even know that this is an option. They don't even consider it. Like, every time I tell people in real life what I do, they're like, what? You can do that? I didn't know that was a thing. The world is moving online. It's becoming more and more digital, but we're only beginning. Now, you might be wondering, like, how on earth can a creator business lead to a fulfilled life or a life you love? Well, before I explain, understand this. For a fulfilled life, you need 2 things. The first thing is holistic improvement. You need to improve in every area of your life. As humans, we are goal and progress oriented creatures. We need to see improvement and progress in order to feel good, in order to feel fulfilled and satisfied. And it needs to be in every area of your life. You can't improve your body but neglect your mind and expect to be fulfilled, or you can't improve your finances and not improve your relationships and expect to be fulfilled. You need holistic improvement. And the second thing you need is impact. You need to make an impact on something greater than you and build something meaningful. Now, you don't need to change the world, okay? You don't need to, stop world hunger, cure cancer, although if you can, obviously, please do it. But you don't need to. However, to be fulfilled, you need to make an impact. Now, how does a creator business tie into this? Well, to succeed with your creator business, you need 2 things. The first thing is holistic improvement, because your brand is nothing but a reflection of you. If you lack a certain skill, your brand will suffer. For example, if you don't know how to sell or how to market, you're not going to make any money and you're going to stay broke, which, with any business, that's not what you want. So to improve your brand, you must improve yourself. And the second thing is impact. If your content doesn't make an impact, you won't succeed. You won't grow, you won't make any money. So you're forced to learn how to make an impact through your chosen medium, which is mainly just writing or video. But realistically, it's all writing, because writing is the primary medium for all content, as even videos like this are based on writing. Hence, what's required to succeed with a creator business is what's required to live a fulfilled life. Few things, and I mean very, very few things out there in life, will give you the freedom to dedicate yourself to both holistic improvement and impact, and actually require both. whilst also allowing you to live life on your terms and craft the life you love. But a creator business does. You know, if you want to work 2 hours a day, you can. If you want to work 16 hours a day, you can. If you want to work solo, you can. If you want to build a team, you can. With a creator business, it's entirely up to you how you structure your entire life and your entire business, all to your specifications. And everyone can be a creator. Everyone. Now that doesn't mean everyone will be or everyone should be, but I believe that if you're watching this, you're clearly interested in this and you should start your own creator business. And you know, of course, a lot of people are going to be making the excuse of like, oh, my niche is too saturated, I won't be able to grow or make money. But people say that every single year, and yet every single year more and more people blow up online. You see, your brand isn't a niche. Your brand is a distillation of you. Everyone pulls different lessons and different beliefs from even the same thing. So, for example, my content might resonate with you, but it might not resonate with somebody else. But that person might resonate with somebody else who you don't resonate with. So there is no saturation when you're being authentic and you're in a niche of one. And plus, you know, there are a ton of other benefits to becoming a creator. It forces self-improvement and self-mastery. It requires self-reflection and self-awareness. It provides freedom, autonomy, and options. And look, this is what everybody wants. Everyone wants the freedom to do what they want, when they want. Everyone wants the ability to choose. Whether you want to work from home, a co-working space, an office, the beaches of Thailand, or from a coffee shop in Italy, which, you know, is a personal favorite of mine, with a creator business, you can do it. Whether you want to sell digital products, coaching, a service, or a physical product, you can do it. When you build an audience through your creator business, you build a traffic source that allows you to build any business that you want, a physical product, a digital product, a service, whatever it is, which you can drive your audience as a traffic source to that business, and you still get to make a shit ton of impact on a shit ton of people, and you get to make a shit ton of money. It is a win-win all around. And look, most people think, you know, you need to be an expert to make money and grow your creator business. You don't. I wasn't an expert in anything when I started. All you have to do to create content is choose 3 large areas of interest that you have. So, you know, it could be fitness, self-improvement, and online business. You then set some goals in these areas, chase those goals, and share what you learn along the way. As you do research, as you make progress, as you fail, as you succeed, take what you learn and share it to the people who are following you, to the people who are a couple of steps behind you, to help them. If you don't pretend to be an expert, you don't need to be one. Share what you learn. Now maybe you're thinking, but Ross, I don't know how to write or create good content. Well, neither did I, but guess what happened? I fucking practiced. I have tweeted every single day for over 1200 days. I have written something every single day for over 1200 days, and that is literally how I got good at creating. You have to put in the reps and practice. Now, I also have taken a ton of courses to help me improve my content creation skills, improve my writing, and I haven't stopped learning. The best writing course that I've ever taken for writing good, impactful content is High Impact Writing by Kieran Drew. If you're interested in learning how to write for social media and audience growth, I would highly recommend you check it out. I will leave a link in the description below if you do want to check it out. I highly recommend it. But here's the thing you need to understand too. When you're starting out, nobody is going to see your content. You don't have an audience. And when you're starting out, your content will be crap because, you know, you can't expect to be good at it if you've never done it before. So by the time you've actually managed to grow an audience and got eyeballs in your content so that people are seeing what you're posting, what you're creating, your content will be good because you'll have put in enough reps to get good and earn the audience that you have. So don't let being crap at creating or being crap at writing stop you from starting, because to have a big audience you need to be good at creating, but to get good at creating you have to start out being shit and practice. It's the only way. And any objection that you have to starting your own creator business is just a self-limiting belief that is stopping you from living a fulfilled life. And look, you want to live a fulfilled life, craft the life you love, don't you, right? Then don't let the limiting beliefs that other people have placed on you stop you from doing that. Well, how can you actually start building your creator business? The first step is to choose a platform. You obviously need to choose a platform that you're going to create content on. It doesn't really matter which you choose, but I do highly recommend X or Twitter, mainly for a few reasons. You can put out as much content as you like without being penalized, hence you get more reps, more practice, and faster improvement. It's beginner friendly. All you're doing is writing a single 280 character tweet. You're not making a 15-minute YouTube video, so the friction to starting and improving is low. Writing is the base of all content. Instagram Reels, YouTube scripts, Instagram posts, they're all based on writing. So if you learn how to write on X, which is a writing-based platform, you will build the skill that can carry over to every single platform. And that's the next benefit. There is great carryover. People who start on, say, for example, Instagram, struggle to grow on other platforms, whereas everyone who nails Twitter growth blows up on other platforms. Think of me, Dan Coe, Dakota Robertson, Ben Meir, Dan Go. The skill carryover from Twitter or X is brilliant, but as much as I do recommend creating on Twitter, creating on X, choose whichever platform you are most likely to stick to, the platform you consume the most. You know, if you're always on YouTube, always watching great YouTube content and you really enjoy it and you want to be a YouTuber, fucking do it, okay? Choose whichever you're most likely to stick to. However, with the likes of YouTube, since you're making like a 15-minute YouTube video, there's a lot more that goes into it, so it's a lot harder to succeed, a lot harder to get good, but it is much more worthwhile. The benefits of YouTube are probably the best of all social media platforms. But Twitter is a great one. It's my personal favourite because of all those benefits we just mentioned. Step 2 is to decide what to talk about. So, your brand is you. You can talk about anything, but with that said, especially when starting out, to make it easier to create content consistently, I would highly recommend choosing 3 large areas that interest you. These are your content pillars. Then break each of these down into 3 subtopics. For example, self-improvement can be broken down into mindset, productivity, and discipline. Once you do that for all 3 areas, you then have 9 topics to create content around, which is broad enough to have a lot of content to create, but not so broad that it's hard to know what to create. And yes, you can obviously talk about other things that interest you, just make sure that the majority, say 80% of your content, is in these 9 areas. Step 3 then is to create. So obviously, with a creator business, you need to create content. So what I would recommend is that you block off time daily to create content. How much content you create is really up to you, and it massively depends on what platform you're creating on. For example, if you're on Twitter or X, you need to write at least 3 tweets a day. On any other platform, 1 post a day is the max, and if you're on YouTube, 1 video a week is good. Now, when it actually comes to creating, choose one of the subtopics from step 2 and think of a lesson that you learnt in that area and post about it. Now, you're obviously going to be confused as to how to create it, if it's good or whatever, because you know it's your first time creating content, but just create it. No matter how shit you think it is or how confused you feel, just create it, post it. You can then practice and improve over time by taking courses and looking at what the top creators on that platform are doing. Now, obviously that doesn't mean you go and copy the top creators, it just means you look at how they're formatting things, how they're structuring their content, and you model that. And also start noting down ideas every single time you get one, because as a creator, you're in the business of ideas. So note down as many ideas as possible, and then when you're creating content, you can just look at the ideas and turn each of them into content. And you know, these ideas don't have to be massive game-changing ideas. It can be as simple as you seeing something and it makes you think, oh yeah, to build muscle you need to train hard, eat enough protein, and get good sleep. So you write that down, and then next time you're creating content, you can turn that into a piece of content. And I highly recommend you create daily, because if you think about it, if you batch all of your content into 1 day of the week, you practice 52 times a year. But if I create daily, I practice 365 times a year, and after the 1 year, who the fuck's going to be better? It's going to be me, because I practiced more and got more reps in. Step 4 is to grow. Growing your audience can slightly differ depending on the platform you're on, but in general, social media growth comes down to 2 things: good content and networking. So for X and most platforms, you need to prioritize making great content that grabs attention, holds attention, and delivers value, and then start networking with other creators and engage in their content to get your name out there. Do both of these things and you will grow. There's a lot more that goes into them, but that is enough to get you started. Start doing those 2 things, creating good content and networking with other creators in the DMs and on the timeline by engaging. Step 5 is to earn. If your business does not earn money, you don't have a business. So you need to learn how to monetize your audience. Now, when you do this is up to you, because you can either monetize from the get-go or you can leave it until you have X number of followers. It is really up to you. But when you decide to monetize, here's what I would recommend you do. Talk to your followers, figure out what problem they have. Distill it into either a coaching or a service program. Work with some people for cheap to figure out what works and get testimonials. Work with some more people for full price and to get even more testimonials. And then distill what works into a course that you can make once and sell forever. If you don't want to do coaching, you can skip right to the course, but I would highly recommend doing coaching or some sort of cohort group coaching thing for a few months, just so that you can figure out what problems people actually have. Because, you know, I see people all the time make a course, get 0 sales, and they're like, why the fuck did I not get any sales? Why am I still broke? It's because you made a course that solves a problem that nobody needs or wants solved, okay? So by coaching people for a few months, you figure out what actually needs solved and you can make your course around that. Now, obviously, that is a highly simplified version of how to grow on social media and how to monetize it. Highly, highly simplified. If you do want more detail, let me know in the comments below. I can make whole videos on both of these, but that is enough information to get you started. That is the gist of it, okay? Just do that and you'll grow and you'll be able to monetize. And step 6 is to improve. Remember, your brand is a reflection of you. So to improve your creator business, you need to improve. So spend your life building, sweating, learning, exploring, acquiring knowledge and experience that you can relay to your audience to help them live and live hard, because nobody wants to follow the guy who just sits behind a computer screen all day. So challenge your mind, challenge your body, set goals, chase them, and share what you learn. And the best part about all these steps is that you can do all of them in 2 to 4 hours a day. That's what I've done, and that's what I help people do. So if you do all of these steps in the first 2 to 4 hours of your day, you can spend the rest of your day improving, living life, doing what you want, and crafting a life you love whilst seeking progress. The creator business model, my friend, the ultimate business model for a fulfilled life. So that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. As always, click subscribe, check out this video here, and I will see you in the next one.